Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube page. Yay! Today is officially my first video for 2018 and I'm so excited for what God is doing in this season. Today, as you can see, I have my sister with me, Crystal, and my little niece, Corbin. Say hey, Corbin. Okay, yeah, that was her hey. Today we're going to talk about some of the struggles that my sister endured before getting pregnant with little Corbin, and it's a disease called, I'm sorry, not a disease, right? It's not a disease, right?
No.
She does not play
It's
by
a
the
disorder.
disease. It's a disorder. Yes, it's a disorder called PCOS. And she's going to talk about it, tell us what it is, just getting some general information. Make sure that you like, share, and comment at the bottom below. Also, make sure that you subscribe to see all the videos that will be coming out each Monday. So, today I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm so excited to be here. Haven't did much, but I'm glad I'm here. And we're gonna jump right in so we don't hold a long video, so we can make sure that we get all the important facts out, and let's get right into it. Okay, so Crystal, thanks for saying yes to Jesus first, then me. So first of all, before we get, I always say PCOS because I don't know the meaning or what it is. So what exactly does PCOS stands for?
PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome,
Okay, what is that?
and it's basically poly means many, so it's many cysts around your ovaries, and like literally you can see the little cysts all around your ovaries, and that's how the doctors detect it and are able to diagnose it with polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Okay. So how old were you? I've never heard of this until you told me about it. So how old were you when you found out?
I was 21 or 22 when I found out that I had it. I grew up playing basketball, so I never had issues with a regular cycle. It wasn't until after I graduated that I started having issues with a regular cycle. So I went to the doctor and I was diagnosed with that.
Okay, so it wasn't like a regular routine visit. It was just you were just going because what made you go to the doctor?
Well, it was a routine exam for my yearly exam. But during that time, I talked to her about the concerns of having an irregular period.
Okay.
I went as long as over a year without a period.
Really? So like nothing.
Nothing. She had to give me medicine to start a period. She had to give me medicine to stop a period because once it came on, it wouldn't stop.
Oh my goodness.
I've had 2 DNCs during that time because of the issues. It's just so unpredictable. PCOS is something else.
So you always wanted children, right? Because I know, like, when we were kids, you played with the baby dolls. I was not really doing any of that. You did hair. So you've always wanted children, right? So were you ever told that you weren't going to be able to have children? Or it wasn't going to be, like, most likely? Like, how was that?
Well, a lot of doctors, when it comes to PCOS, they're very ignorant to it. So I have been told various things like, as long as you have a cycle, then you can get pregnant. Well, then my cycle stopped. So now what? So then I heard, well, you have to battle if you're having a cycle. Or I would have to have fertility medicine to cause the cycle to start and give me different dates and times to track ovulation in order to trigger to try to get pregnant. Basically, they said it was going to be hard for it to happen on its own naturally.
So how long did you try for? Like, how long have you been really trying to conceive a child?
Well, it's just never happened. I was married previously for 6 years, and we've always tried, and it never happened. Never. It's just never happened. So over 6 years, and I was diagnosed when I'm 21, and I'm 32 now. So you do the math.
Well, so for me, it was not hard. It's not hard for me. All you gotta do is blow me, and I'm pregnant. You know, I got a whole bunch of kids. Thank God for Jesus. Thank God for my babies. But, you know, with me not really having to, because I don't know what it feels like to not be able to, you know, get pregnant. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know the feelings that you guys have, the ones that are not able to conceive right now or have conceived and then are not able to hold a child right now. I don't know how that feels. That's why I felt like it would be better for someone that has been through it, that has endured all of the hardship in trying to have a baby, to finally have a precious spoiled baby. Oh, she's spoiled, but spoiled baby now. Like, I know that gives you all types of emotions, and that just really blesses your spirit to know that God is just. God is who He says that He is. But going through, let's move forward, like going through all the times that you would see that I was pregnant, or all the times that you see maybe your friends pregnant, or your cousins, your whoever around you pregnant. Like, how did that make you feel when you knew that you were trying to get pregnant? How did that, like, really make you feel?
It was a mix of emotions. Like, here I am. It was times where I've always been happy for my sister and always tried to, you know, be excited for her, help her out as much as possible. But it was at a point where I'm like, oh, okay, can you stop? Like, I couldn't understand. I was so upset and so mad at times. Like, I don't understand why every time somebody look at this chick, she is having a baby. Or
all my children is accounted for. Let me throw that out. Yeah, you know, or nobody know that everybody is accounted for. Amen. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So it came to a point where I would be upset because I'm like, here I am trying to do the right things. I'm married and stable. We both have good jobs. Why isn't it happening? I don't get it. Right. And then she'd be like, girl, guess what? I'm like, what? I'm pregnant. I was like, a Choletta. I was always the first person.
Doing what He told me to do. Be fruitful and to multiply and replenish the earth. Now they just everywhere.
I was always the first person that she told. Always.
Yeah.
The first person that she told. And when I tried to explain to her, she didn't understand why I wasn't having children. She didn't, you know, when someone is as fertile as Charlotta, someone that is very infertile or was very infertile like myself, don't understand that, you know, it's not that easy for everybody, and it's not that easy for everyone.
Right.
So when I explained to her what I had, she was literally like, "What is that? Like, what? Who? I mean, never ever heard of it before." And I'm like, Charlotte, I told you many times that I have this and it's going to be hard for me, or, you know, they say it's going to be hard for me, but she didn't know, she didn't understand because she never had that issue before.
Right.
But so it was hard. You know, you log on Facebook, and every time you log on Facebook, somebody got an announcement. Either, you know, guess what? Coming 2014, coming 2015. You know, it gets hard, and a lot of people don't understand. You know, some people are very insensitive when it comes to that. Like, some people are mad because they're pregnant, or mad and upset because, you know, you just don't understand what people are going through. You have some people that literally get on Facebook and see it and their whole day is ruined. Not necessarily mad at the person that's pregnant, but upset because it's not them. And you have to get to a place where you celebrate that person just like as if it was yourself. And that's where I had to get.
Right. I mean, because the Bible does tell us that we are to rejoice with those who rejoice. And if you are bitter, angry, just mad at this person because she's pregnant, or mad at this family because they just bought a house, then God, He won't do it for you. He won't do it for you if you're mad. You know, when you see on Facebook or somebody send you a baby invitation, you're supposed to rejoice with that person and say, God, I think now that this has gave me confirmation that if you can do it for her, I know you're going to do it for me. I know my baby is coming soon, or I know my house is coming soon, my car is coming soon. Whatever it is that you believe in God for, if you see Him bless someone else first, you have to rejoice with that person. And as you rejoice with them, God will open that door for you. But if you are angry and bitter and mad at them, or mad because it's not you and it is them, then God's going to be like, yeah, you know what, she ain't ready. She's not ready, or, you know, He's not ready for she. So she's not ready. You know, and every woman desires to have children, whether you say it or not. You desire to have a little you.
That's another thing. Around. Stop saying that.
Don't say that, because you speak into existence in your life, and then you find yourself like, oh my God, I used to say that 30 years ago. Well, He showed you that, okay, you said you didn't want any. You know, the Bible, He says to, like I just stated, to be fruitful and to multiply and replenish the earth. So if he said that, why would he withhold that from you? He said that he will not withhold any good thing. So life, babe, God loves life. He gives life. He brings life. So he's not going to just say, you know what? There are a lot of women that chooses not to have children for whatever the case may be, and there are some women, and 99.9% that do. A lot of them have already had children. You know, I have stated many times I don't believe in abortions because I don't believe in those. That is never God's will. There's a lot of people have done it. God is not angry with you. You forgive yourself. God is forgiving you. But it's something that I haven't I wouldn't choose to do. And I know that a lot of women that chooses to have children and can't, and then they hear about someone that's killed a baby, it does take them back in their minds too, and getting them upset and angry as well. So, so you're saying that whenever you would see your friends pregnant, or you would see me pregnant every other month, you was excited for me? Like, you were really genuinely happy?
Genuinely, yes. It was a mix of emotions, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm happy for my sister. You know, I know one day it's going to happen for me. I'm not sure when. I'm just crazy enough to believe God that one day it's going to happen. My faith wavered many times because I'm like, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. It's not going to happen. I'll just love on my nieces and nephews and be done. But yeah.
So did you do medications? Like, were you on any type of, what do they call it, fertility pills or fertility stuff? Did you spend a lot of money in it? Because I know women spend thousands of dollars, you know, trying to do something that some people don't really have to do, that really have to do that. So did you spend like a whole lot of money, or, you know, what did you have to do, and did any of that work?
Yes, whenever, my previous marriage, which ultimately took a turn during this time, it was a very stressful time. It was just stressful. But we did take fertility medicines, trying to, quote unquote. Another thing about PCOS, it doesn't necessarily, you don't know if you're ovulating or not. Some women will have PCOS and ovulate, and then some women won't ovulate. So we couldn't figure out if I was ovulating or not ovulating. So they were giving me medicine. It's actually a preventative medicine. Most women use it for diabetes, called metformin. And I had to take that medicine. Yes, it's metformin. You have to take that medicine every day, go through all the side effects of that medicine. But that's actually to get your body started. And it's for diabetes. So you take that medicine every single day. And then once your cycle starts, they put you on a day 5 to day 9, or whatever the doctor chooses to put you on. So you take that medicine, you deal with all those hot flashes, all those mood swings, which you already have with PCOS. That's something else that PCOS causes, mood swings, all types of emotions.
That's why you were so ill all the time. Just thought that out there.
But yeah, so you have a whole range of emotions, hot flashes, sick to your stomach, going through all this stuff to end up with a negative test.
Close your mouth, Courtney. Close your mouth, Courtney. Just like your mama. Close your mouth. Come on.
Yeah, so I did that. For a while, off and on, and I didn't get consistent on it because it got stressful. When you know you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, and you still get that negative result, I just kind of got over it. So
I know that would be depressing. Like, that would mess with your mind.
It would.
And make you doubt God. So did you doubt God? Wait, before I ask you that, sex, did you not want sex whenever you was with PCOS? Does that make you prevent you, like, you don't want to be touched, you don't want to?
Of course, because you're like,
okay,
to a point where it gets pointless, because you're like, I want a baby, and you know what you have to do to get a baby. And it got to a point where it's just like, ugh, I don't see the point. Nothing's going on. I want a child, and we're not getting a child from it.
Did it make you not like your spouse, or blame your spouse, like you're the reason why we can't have a baby? Does that make
times,
you
yes.
Okay.
And that's what both of them, my husband now, he did his part. You know, my doctor I found someone who specialized in PCOS, and before we went any further, she wanted to make sure that he was good, that his soldiers was marching like they were supposed to be doing.
Marching, we're marching up. You remember that song? Okay.
Have you so he had to go through tests as well to make sure to clear himself to say, okay, if there's no need of trying all this stuff if we find out there's something's missing over there on his side.
Right.
So he was okay. So then we know, okay, it's her ovaries that's acting up. But let me tell you, there was a time in my life before, in 2007 through 2010, 11, or whatever, my periods completely stopped. Medicine was no longer working. I got depressed, gained a whole lot of weight, went through a separation and divorce, all that stuff. And then there was a change where after the divorce, I lost a lot of weight. I started working on myself, got really happy, dropped the weight, got healthy, and my period started coming like clockwork. Got rid of that stress of forcing stuff that was over. It started coming like clockwork. So that's another thing that we women have to do. Stress will literally kill you, and a lot of people take stress lightly. Stress is just what it is. Stress will throw your periods off, will put you in all types of moods. It will literally take your mind if you let it. And I think that's where it got to me, where I just didn't care. I just was done. So once I decided that, okay, I'm going to be happy for myself and I'm going to do this for me, drop the weight, drop the stress. And I mean physical weight and stress weight, because stress is weight. And lost a lot of weight, moved to a different area, moved out of state, started all over. And I'm telling you.
So you believe, do you believe that that God moved you out of Johnson County to grow you up? I know for myself that God moved me out of the area that I was in, which was Johnson County, to grow me up and to mature me, because sometimes, you know, like for me, I can't be in that area and grow. Do you think that once you got in place or got in position where you could get quiet and where you could really hear God, is when He started to move on your behalf and open the wound that has been closed for years? Or
Absolutely. And I moved from Johnson County to Wilson County, and then to Wake County. And it was just like, no. And then I moved slam to Georgia. And it's disclaimer, it's nothing to Johnson County. Home is where the heart is. I love home. It just wasn't the place for me any longer. I never wanted to live my life there anyway. And when I got the opportunity to move away, that's what I did. So I love home. It just wasn't, I'll go there and visit. I don't live there, but I'll go and visit, and I love my people back home. But once I moved, and I had to get to a place where it was just me, very unfamiliar. I'm in a new state. I don't know many people here. People that I thought I knew, I didn't know. So I had to start all over from the beginning. And like you said, God grew me. And this is where I am now. I'm thankful for the move. It was a blessing.
okay. So let's talk about, so since you've been up here, that's when you were able to get quiet, you were able to find yourself, and then did you begin to take medicine again, or did you just believe that you were just going to trust God and just believe God or start reminding God of what He promised? Or, what made you say, okay, you know what, I'm ready to really try again, or I'm ready to try to have a child that I know that I've been praying about. I know I've told God that this is what I want. I've told God that I wanted a baby. I've told God this. So did you start to remind Him again? Or what made you say, you know what, I really want a baby, and I really want, Crystal, she's just gone. She's okay.
Shut up.
Like, what made you, the first time mamas, they can't even breathe wrong. I mean, this joker
pops right up in a heartbeat to make sure I see the rise and the fall of the chest.
She had a nerve to ask me. She said, "Did you put her blanket on?" I said, "You ain't got, go ahead." And so yeah, go ahead and tell us about that. Like, when did you feel like you needed to start? You needed to start praying about it again.
Well, let me just. I can't say. I have to tell the entire story.
Okay.
Once I met my husband, it was a very early conversation because of the fact that we're 32 and he was 34 at the time. It was very. We didn't have time to waste, and I told him that, you know, if we were getting serious and children were on our mind, then I'm not gonna wait, because I'm 32. I'm not gonna be having children for the rest of my life. So it was a conversation that we had early on as far as having kids, and I explained to him my situation and what I had and everything. So we started from the beginning, and at first I was like, I'm gonna try this medicine again. And I did. I tried 2 rounds of the medicine. And finally he was like, you know, I let that go. And for you women gotta have a husband whose faith is just as strong as yours, if not stronger. He said stop taking the medicine. He's like, we're just not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna trust God.
Yes, God.
Because your attitude, you know, I don't want to see you have to go through that hurt every month of that negative test. It was to the point where I was hiding to take a test because I didn't want him to know that it was negative. So I stopped. He told me to stop, and we're just not gonna worry about it.
Wow.
So we did, and I was like, I'm done with it. I'm over it. And by this time, let me tell about the Mother's Day thing too.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So by this time, we're approaching Mother's Day. Well, let me back up a little bit. Once we started to go to attend the same church, my first lady, which is Corbin's godmom now.
Really, Corbin, so young.
She's just gonna fall asleep. She did not know anything or didn't know much about me at the time. She didn't know what I had been through or what I was going through or anything. She just said that she saw people dropping off. And by this time, I'm losing lots of friends, for one, because I'm not in North Carolina anymore. People that used to talk to me don't talk to me like that anymore, or I don't communicate with them anymore. So, or people here, you know, because I was turning my life around. That clubbing scene and that partying, those days were over for me. So once I went there, she prayed, and she told me that she saw people dropping off, you know, and it was for the good for me. And she touched my stomach, did not know what was going on, and all she said was, "You're healed." She kept saying that, and she wanted me to say it until I believed that I was healed. So I kept saying, you know, I'm healed, I'm healed. So
Girl, I'm about to get up and run.
but I had that. I'm telling myself that I'm healed, but the enemy is something else, because he'll sit there and tell you in your ear, "Oh, you healed, but you're not gonna trust God enough."
Right.
So Mother's Day came around, and I am not a fan of Mother's Day because people will see you walking by yourself with not the first child with you and still holler "Happy Mother's Day," and I'm like, "Thank you," you know, with this fake smile. Or, you know, back at home, they knew I didn't have kids. People here didn't know I didn't have kids, so I couldn't charge it to them. But people home knew I didn't have kids, but would say Happy Mother's Day anyway. And I didn't understand it. I'm like, "Thank you. I don't have any kids." It was like, you know, well, you're you know, a mother figure to your nieces and nephews or to other women. And I'm just like, okay, thank you, you know. And so Mother's Day was approaching at church, Women's Day or Mother's Day service, and I had already planned that I was not going to service. I had already planned Monday that I wasn't going to church the following Sunday. Lo and behold, my first lady texts me and like, "Can you preside at church Sunday?" I'm like, I never even presided before at church, and then she wanted me to do it on Mother's Day when I already knew in my mind I wasn't going. So I told her yes. That Saturday night, You know, I explained to my husband that I did not like the fact, you know, I really wasn't a fan of Mother's Day, and he knew it. I explained to him why, and he told me this was gonna be your last year without being a mother, and that was last year, like 2017.
17.
He told me that, and I was like, you know, I receive it, you know, pump fist, all that. You know, I mean, I didn't know he was, you know, I was just, okay, babe, thanks, appreciate that.
Let me find out your husband seeing stuff. Boom.
My husband saw it. I mean, he saw that thing, I'm telling you, because the next month we found out that we was pregnant.
Glory to God. And look, she's here. So, guys, we're going to wrap it up. No medicine. Because when God says that he can do something, he is going to do what he said he's going to do. So, my baby is crying. She's up. So we have got to go. But I'm just telling you to stay encouraged and know that if God said he was going to deliver it, he will deliver it. Your baby is coming. Don't lose hope. Continue doing what you're doing. Pray, fast, and believe God for what he said. If you've had 1 miscarriage to 6 miscarriages, God will still give you 1. He will still give you many and make you a mother to nations. So trust God and believe God. And again, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next week. Bye.
God bless you, ladies. Stay encouraged.
Stay encouraged.